Hi, I'm Jack with Home-tacular, and today we're going to talk about drywall. Okay, we're here today to talk about drywall. Now, drywall is not particularly exciting, but you know, if you live indoors, you probably have some, and you probably want to know something about what to do with it. Drywall is made of gypsum plaster. It's a gypsum-based plaster. It's mined out of the ground. It's made primarily of calcium and sulfur. And because it's mined out of the ground, you can basically think of it as dirt. And like dirt, it's easy to damage, especially if it gets wet. It's made of the gypsum plaster in the middle, and then it's paper on both sides. And that's really all there is to it. It's just dirt and paper. Now, the reason that it's used in housing is because it's very cheap. It's quick to install. The materials that go into it are inexpensive, and it's slightly fire retardant. If you do have a fire, the composition of the drywall gets compromised and it has to be replaced, but it can keep fire from spreading from one room to the next. The strength of the drywall is pretty much all in the paper. If the paper gets damaged, like this, the drywall will break very, very easily, which incidentally is how you cut drywall. You just score one side, snap it like that, and cut the other side. It's really easy to cut, it's really quick to do. Some of the tools that you'll find that you use with drywall are a drill. This is used for hanging drywall. It has a Phillips head on the tip there. And you put a drywall screw on it and attach it to the wall. These are called taping knives. They come in different widths for making different widths of tape seams. The basic way that you use a taping knife is you hold it like a paintbrush to be able to put pressure on the blade with your fingers, and then you just run it along the drywall with the joint compound on it, just like that, to create a seam. Now, the more angle that you hold the knife at, the more mud you'll leave behind on the seam. The steeper up you bring it, the more you'll take off and the flatter the seam will be. So you need to practice and play with that in order to get the kind of seam that you want. Now, these are a couple of specialty knives. This is a bucket knife. It's got a curve on it for getting joint compound out of a bucket. And this is a corner knife for taping inside corners. These are not necessary for anything. They're just handy and something that if you're going to do lots of drywall projects, you might want to get. This is a mud pan. You put your joint compound in it, and then it makes it very easy to get joint compound onto your knife and put it on the wall. It's a very good tool to have. You can get them either in stainless steel or in plastic. If you're only going to do it once, plastic's probably fine. A Cool Whip container is probably fine if you're only going to do one small project. This is called a kicker. You slip it under a large piece of drywall and step on it to adjust it up and down. It also has a little blade for smoothing and planing cut edges of drywall on the back. This is a jab knife. You jab it through the wall and then you use it like a saw to saw through the drywall. You can use this, or you can use a reciprocating saw. This is much less expensive and much less dangerous, as it's much harder to cut through things like pipes and wires with a jab saw than it is with a reciprocating saw. This is called a drywall plane. It does the same thing that the back side of the kicker does. It just does it much faster and easier. And these are drywall tape, joint tape. This is paper tape, which is basically the same kind of paper that the drywall is covered in. This is fiber tape, and the different uses for them are explained in a later video.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps